Hey guys, okay, so this is day 5 technically, even though I think I missed day 5 and I'm doing it on day 6. But the reason for that is my brother, I need to do something about my fringe. I will do something about my fringe, just not right now. My brother came and visited yesterday and he ended up staying the night, and there's a whole bunch of family chaos going on right now. And just a little, let's do this in a vloggy style. I watched Awesomeness TV, which is a YouTube channel, and it's their TV show style thing called Side Effects. And oh my god, it made me cry. I'm not into musicals and I'm not into like high school dramas, but this had so much like almost resonance with like the feels that I'm having, and I guess it's just one of those things. It just made me love it. I love it. So go check that out. I'll leave a link down below. But other than that, I'm going to give you my life story to apologize for missing a day, because I think without any background it might seem a little bit random that I should feel the need to share my story with other people. So I am going to share why I feel the need to share my story with you now, so that you can kind of understand that it's been a lot. And yeah, so basically family tree, gonna do a little family tree for you. And I realize this would probably be easier in a Draw My Life, but I find that the technicality of making a Draw My Life video kind of complex. So we're doing it this way, guys. Basically, both my parents have issues with alcohol, and my mum is currently in a bad spot with it. So you guys know, well, what happened was we were all living here in Sydney in this house, and then I started getting quite depressed and I was self-harming at the time. This was when I was, I think, 13 or 14 or something. 13 I was, 12 or 13, no 13. 13. And maybe we moved when I was 14, I don't know, but we moved out. Me, my mum and my brother moved out, and we moved to another place in Sydney. And then there was some deaths in the family, and my mum decided to move us back to her native state, which is Queensland, and we lived there in an apartment for 2 years. And then this is all when she was good with her alcohol things, and then she relapsed. And because I was kind of discovering my independence, and it had been a long time since I'd seen her sick, and I was, you know, still kind of, I mean, I was getting out of my bad headspace, but I was just kind of coming up with different things, and, you know, it was not a pretty time for me. So yeah, it was really, really tricky living with her. I mean, it got to the stage where we would fight pretty much every time we're in the same room together. And we weren't in a very big apartment. It was like 3 rooms, a living room with a kitchen, and 1.5 bedrooms, and then the restroom, and then outside. But the point is, we were finding it very difficult to live together because I couldn't deal with everything that was coming up by having her drinking again. And the whole reason we had left this family is because my dad was having problems with his alcohol issues, and I couldn't deal with it, and I don't want to deal with it, and I don't think that I need to deal with it. Like I have my whole life, you know. It's one of those things about being in a family where the adults don't play the adult role, if you will. Yeah, I mean, I just stepped into that position very smoothly without any issue. And because I was kind of getting sick of, you know, looking after my mum and my brother when my dad wasn't well, and kind of trying to get my dad to, you know, smarten his act up, I was kind of like, no, you know what, this is actually, you know, really grinding on my emotions. We need to get out. And then we did, and then my mum started doing it. And I was kind of like, I have no faith in anyone anymore. And it got to that stage where she would just kick me out every day. Every day. And because she was always drunk, I never really took it seriously. And then one day I was like, you know what, I don't actually want to live here anymore, and she keeps kicking me out. And I had just started my beauty course, so I was kind of like, okay, And then I didn't speak to her again, and I just left. And I took my stuff when she wasn't there, and she hasn't forgiven me since, even though she kicked me out, and I'm sure she would have appreciated me leaving more than me staying. But all that chaos aside, then Mum got fired from her job. I don't know how she kept it that long, and she decided to move back down here into this house where my dad was doing fine. By this stage, my dad was doing fine and my mum needed help. So Mum cleaned up her act, and then she moved out of here to live in another apartment in Sydney though. So I was up in Brisbane still, in a very upsetting relationship when my mum moved back down here and got healthy again. And then that blew up. My relationship obviously blew up and was just horrendous for me. And so I moved out, but I didn't move back down because by this stage I had jobs. And then obviously the job started treating me really shit. The job started treating me really shit, and I felt like it was the time for the next stage. So I came back down here, and Mum wasn't well. That was the other thing. So mainly the reason I came back down was Mum wasn't well, and sorry, I'm not allowed to call her that, but my biological birth giver is not well again. She's drinking again. She's having some troubles. But she has my brother, and I don't know if you would appreciate this or understand this. I honestly love him to pieces, and I mean, he's my best friend. I have looked after him his whole life. I saw him be born. Like, these are just little things. I've watched him grow up, and I feel really bad for a few things that have happened throughout the years of turmoil, you know. There were those few years. There were a few years there where it was a little bit troublesome, and I feel like I'm very regretful for that. But the whole reason I'm back here now is to look out for him, to make sure he's safe, and to kind of clear this up. And thankfully that is being cleared up kind of soon. We've all kind of gotten to this point of resignation, as I was telling you before, that, you know, whatever that woman wants to do, she's caused us enough pain and enough hurt that we're just kind of, okay, have fun, go. There's the nearest cliff, there's buses on that road, there's a train station over there, pub's there, pub doesn't fucking give a shit. We're just done. So the main thing now is making sure that my brother has the best, you know, like the best of his years that I didn't get. But, well, I'm emotional. And I feel really bad because I've kind of forced him. I feel really bad because I've kind of forced him into a role that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. And I do often struggle, sorry. I do often struggle with the fact that I feel like I've just abandoned him. But I'm back now and I'm gonna make good. I did my makeup and everything. Probably shouldn't have. Oh, I don't have tissues. Okay, it's all done. So I'm a little teary now, guys, but the main point is I've seen my parents go through a lot of things my whole life. Like, before I even knew what crack cocaine was or what methamphetamine was, I had met people who were addicted to the shit. Before I even knew what addiction was, I was dealing with being a caretaker of an addict. So I have had a lot of stress in my life, and I now currently, the running record for actually diagnosed conditions would be depression and anxiety, and an eating disorder that I struggle with. And I've just been told that there is a possibility that the reason some treatments haven't really been doing so good with me is because I may be using dissociative disorder to cope because of my plethora of different behaviors and personalities. And apparently that, you know, that is something that you need to cater for when you're dealing with these things. If you guys have ever had issues with anything, just know that I'm here for you, and I may not have gone through your exact story. I may not know everything, and I mean, feel free to message me. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. Nobody has it easy. Everyone has struggles at some stage in their life. It's just about realizing that you're alive and there is a meaning for that. Just making the most of it and trying to build yourself as an individual beyond the pain and beyond the struggles. And just, I found independence. Those years when I was living on my own were the best years. I'm here for you guys. That's my story. I hope you guys are doing well, and if you're not, please just contact me somehow. I'm here for you, and even if I may not give the best solutions, I'm gonna try, because I want you guys to not feel so alone. Anyway, I just don't want you guys to feel so alone, because I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to feel like no one wants to help or that no one can help. And even though the fact that I'm saying that I would love to help you, and you know, even though I would love to help you, sometimes it's still gonna feel like there is no hope, but there totally is. Even if you are in your darkest hour, I am definitely here for you, and the only reason it's dark is because there's brightness. It's duality, pendulum. You can't have one without the other, so please stay strong, my little beauties, and yeah, you will see me in the next video. Sorry for getting all emotional, but I guess it's an emotional channel, so you get what you signed up for. I love you guys, and you will see me in the next video. Thank you. Bye.